Hello, it's noirnerd, and at the minute I've just been playing around with adding webcam as a texture using A-frame. So this is going to be sort of a tutorial and an experimental video whereby I'll show you how I've done this, obviously, and then to be honest, I found the code to do this online and just modified it a bit, but it's actually surprisingly simple to do. This is only about 20 lines of HTML to get this cool sort of effect going, where I've got the surface showing my face in 3D on all these different rendered geometries. Be a bit dodgy with the controls, occasionally jibs out, but yeah, let's experiment. So this is going to be an experimental video, and I'm going to see what I can create with this, using this video streaming for webcam. Maybe what I'll actually do is trying to find something with me looking like a some sort of strange dictator or something in a code dictator. I'm going to do an experiment and I'll try and create streams of video for the textures, and then also some of this webcam streaming stuff as well. So this should be a fun vlog. It's a video tutorial. It's going to be very off the cuff and sort of experimental. So without further ado, I'll talk about the code and then we'll get into the experimentation. So let's go. So this is it. It's 28 lines of HTML. I was surprised on it. Well, not that surprised. A-frame's really good for this sort of thing where you can just write hardly anything and just get really cool results. What have we got here? Obviously got the reference via CDN to A-frame, minified. That's the reference to the webcam itself. This is just a quick script to get the user media, i.e. the webcam. There's a variable there to create a query selector called video, which is that, and then play the video, onload, and then we've got all our scene information here, like the box, the sphere, the cylinder. If you've not looked at A-frame much before, position, just sets the position, rotate, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory really, and then the actual material is, the ID is added there, so you can see the ID source, ID webcam, that's that. So that's that. So I think let's create some more assets first. So let's go video. I'll have to download some actually, so let me just quickly do that. We find, I'm just going to try and find some trippy video. So let's just grab these assets. Clock, first one. Find our project folder. This is the minute, it's just that. Go to project folder, plug this in here. Oh, I didn't copy it. Copy, paste that. I'll just call this clock instead of that because it's just annoying. Clock. Also, I might as well. And then just call that fractal instead of all that long convoluted name. Fractal. Now let's add these two things as assets. So let's go video ID and call it fractal source equals fractal. Blah 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 blah. There we go. Video, and then let's just try applying that to, I think, the walls. So instead of or just run anything for now. Let's just check it works first. I want to do that so it knows it's first the ID. And let's open this up again. Open with Chrome. Allow. Okay, let's have a look. Didn't work. Cause, of course. So I'll just have to upload this onto my server, which I'll do now. Now let's just see if the video loads now. Oh, it's still uploading the videos, is why probably. No. Sourcing, fractional. So I've just copied the example that they have on the A-frame site for this. Fractal. I'll upload it. Stupid cause stuff that happens. And there we go, it works. Bada bing, bada bosh, doo 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 doo. So we've got a cool little video playing here of Fractal. That's pretty cool. So I actually did this wrong just now. I assumed I'd have to just do video ID and source, but you have to think of this too. And that seems to not like it a lot more. Okay, so I've got a strange problem now that the webcam works locally, which is good, but when I actually run it on a server, the texture loads on the object, but the webcam doesn't load. It might be because I'm using it on here actually, I don't know, well, it might be because of OBS, I'm not sure. It shouldn't be OBS, but I'm not sure why that's happening. Because, well, no, it can't be because it's debugging in real time. No video, what's that? So this is a bit strange. I'm not sure why it's not working. The webcam stream work is such a strange issue I've got now. So it works when I upload it to the server, but it doesn't work. So it's like it works, half works on different things, but not like, what the fuck? Local one. What? Try. What? Obviously, as this is quite experimental, there's going to be lots of weird things that happen. Like, whoa, it's doing like the opposite of what I'd expect it to do. That's so weird. Head scratching, I remembered that I think a lot of accessing your web camera via get user media is blocked in Chrome, certainly, definitely, unless you've got an SSL certificate installed on your domain, which I don't currently. So let's just build the room quickly with video textures. And then put a webcam thing in there and assume that it works anyway. So I did a let's just get this because it's already defined with everything we'll need. So let's get that code from the previous tutorial I did. We don't need to rewrite the book. Ding. Copy that in. I'll talk over what I've done there. Ding. Not that. Source wants to be clock. So it's for the floor on clock. So we go. Source refers to the texture source, which is clock, video ID clock. I've already set up all the positioning here. And then I do fractal for everything else pretty much. Fractal K. That. And I'll just copy and paste that. Goes here. There. And here. And then for this one we're going to put webcam. Save that. I'm going to copy it across. Should we get the room? Yeah, we do. There we go. I just need to take the colours off. And it's just take the colour off. So define a colour here, but we don't want any colour. We just want to keep it the normal colour. We could have the colour if we wanted, but I don't really think it's needed. So remember, this is running on my light. Oh, still got blue there. Just take that off. Left it on somewhere. There it is at the top. So that's using video as a texture within. I think. So I've just realised something that's very weird, or found a weird bug while doing this. So this is the same application, same code running locally, and as you can see it sort of renders me and the webcam feed everywhere but where it should be rendering, which is strange. So I thought I'd debug this and see what's going on. Something to do with cross-origin requests, if it looks like. And yeah, I'm not really sure what's causing that really, but it's sort of a funny effect. So yeah, on index.html, this is what happens. And on the real thing, this is what happens. And when it's uploaded to the server, I mean, this is how it looks. And then on here, this is how it looks. So it's a bit strange, really, how it does that. Like I was saying before, I'm pretty sure the webcam feed not working is due to it not having an the domain not having an SSL certificate. I think, fairly sure the code will run besides that. purely if you just want to. Let me just talk a bit more about. I've already talked about how the code works, I think. I'm not really using this as a tutorial or to explain A-frame. It's fairly self-explanatory anyway. With height attributes, with the attributes you set, with the attributes you set there, with the attributes you set there, length, position, blah blah blah. But anyway, as a very simple, not even very simple, quite annoying and complicated actually, in a sort of, it's quite quirky, this thing. A-frame is brilliant, but also when you're working with this sort of like streaming webcams and stuff like that, it can be a bit frustrating, I guess, to say the least. But yeah, I hope there was a nugget of usefulness in there, or useful info for you if you're watching. I look enormous on this actually. I've got a big body and a tiny head on all the screens here. I'm not usually this humongous, sort of a weird effect though. Anyway, that shows you the basics of how to set up a video as a texture. Something you can mess around with and hopefully get something from. Like I said, this is very much an experimental video. It's not so much a straight tutorial as a go through the process of me messing around with this new thing I've thought of. So after much messing around, arsing about, etc., I figured out how to get this working. So I was doing two main things wrong. Silly me, forgot that I needed to have an SSL certificate set up wherever I was uploading this to for the webcam streaming to work. Then I remembered I had a SSL certificate which I wasn't really utilising, so I just reactivated that. Also, I went wrong as I should have called the I should have separated out the video and webcam tags, because before I was calling them video, both of them video, all three video, and now I've separated them out into video for the webcam and I think it's texture video for the texture assets. But it's all good, you learn something new every day, or you make silly mistakes a lot of the time. Also, what I realised as well in the earlier videos is I hadn't even defined the document as HTML. I hadn't put my doc type in, which was a major oversight really, and I should have really done that. But now it's working, as you can see. I'm presenting to you in a psychedelic box with video streaming textures, which is pretty cool. So things to remember if you're doing this, following this, have an SSL certificate set up, otherwise you're not going to see the video working on your server when you're hosting. Likewise for the video textures playing, if you try and run those locally, unless you learn it, well, I'm not sure actually, they just basically, it's easier if you've got space to upload it onto while you're doing it. But yeah, I hope that's been useful. Obviously you've seen me struggle along with it, it's not that easy, it's just, well, it is easy, but it's still got a lot of quirky little things you have to be aware of. So make sure you have an SSL certificate ready, otherwise you're going to run into all sorts of issues with video media streaming. And make sure that with your assets, when you define an A-frame, that you're calling the webcam elements and the video textures different names, otherwise you're going to run into issues. Let me just show you that quickly on the code. What I was doing wrong before, for a start, I hadn't defined doc type as HTML, which is a big no-no. And then for the assets, I'd called this video, and I was calling all of them video, so I was having issues with it loading different places and blah blah blah. So I just redefined it, called that texture video for both. Which just seemed to create issues basically. But yeah, that's that. Put the code for this on GitHub so you can have a look at it as well. Obviously it's quite a fairly simple once you get the hang of it. Goodbye. Subscribe if you like this video and this content.